Hi friends, praise Jesus. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Becky. I bring you awesome, fun and timely content, and this is the Friday conversations. I hope you guys have had a beautiful week. I've had an amazing one, and as you can see from today's title, today's own is a Q&A. But in case you're wondering, who is this gorgeous girl? I'm Becky. I bring you awesome, timely and fun content on all my platforms. So make sure you like, you comment, you follow and you subscribe so that you never miss any kind of content that I upload. I hope you guys are well. As you have seen from the title, it's a Q&A on all things relationships. I have posted question box on my Instagram, and I have taken those questions because I film on my phone. I have written them down in my notebook, so yeah, I'll be reading them from my notebook. I've left nothing out. Those that sound the same, I have put them together so that we can save time. So let's get straight into this Q&A. In case you have any more questions, any more dilemmas, leave them in the comments of this video. I will make sure to do a monthly Q&A. I will do my best to do a Q&A every month so that I can address any questions from the videos of the month. First question: since you celebrated your first anniversary in your marriage, what are you grateful to God for? Yes, last year we celebrated our first year anniversary. We are in our second year and God is so good. What am I grateful to God for? I think for me, it is the maturity I have shown, I have displayed in this marriage. I don't think of myself, okay, I'm mature, but I can be petty. You get, I'm just grateful to God that He has worked on that for me. And I feel like at times we might think that some things are small to ask the Lord to work on our hearts concerning. But for me, pettiness is one of the things I had to fast about. I had to pray and really ask the Lord, because if you're petty, you will really struggle, especially in the institution of marriage, because a lot of things happen. A lot of things don't go your way. Remember, you're coming to live and to cleave to someone who has been born in a different family. They have different ideas of how things should be done. They think differently. They handle conflict differently. So imagine if you're petty. Like, that makes it even 30 times worse than it should be. So I'm grateful to God for that. And I'm also grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for the home we have built. I'm grateful for the friendship we share. And I'm grateful for our love. I'm always grateful. Thank you. Question 2, how is marriage truly? Any question that is asked with truly at the end, just know that there's a lot of misconception around that topic, or that person was once lied to about that topic. I don't know which it is of the two, but truly marriage is beautiful. Truly marriage is work. I think we assume that once you find the love of your life, they sweep you off of your feet. All you're going to be doing is just resting and just smiling at each other and laughing. Baby girl, marriage is work. Marriage is a lot of work, and it is beautiful when you get married to someone that is willing to put in the work, so that you're not pulling alone. When you feel like you're pulling alone all the time, you will get exhausted and frustrated, and trust me, you will not be happy. But when you're married to someone that wants to make the marriage work as bad as you want it, then let me not say it becomes easy, it just becomes more, let me use easy for lack of a better word. It just becomes bearable. It becomes easy to navigate tough situations and tough seasons when you are with someone who is willing to work with you. So yes, truly marriage is beautiful, and marriage is God's idea. I don't know what the enemy has told you. I don't know what other people have said to you, but I need you to believe that God created marriage for us. It is for us, for our benefit, and everything that God made, He looked and He saw it was good. It was good. So marriage is good. Next, did you go through marriage waiting anxiety? I've spoken about this in another video that you guys will be seeing. I don't know if you guys have already seen it. I saw this question and immediately it just sounded so familiar. Marriage waiting anxiety, as I have learned, it is when you're waiting for marriage, that season of waiting, the anxiety of, am I ready for marriage? Will I ever meet the right person? Will I ever be the right person? Will this marriage work? Is marriage truly for me? Does God really want me to be married? When will I get married? Everyone around me is getting married. That is what we call marriage waiting anxiety. And yes, I did. Yes, I did go through it. I've spoken about it in length in that video. I will link it up here. So just click on the video and you will be able to hear more. But yes, I did. And I know most of us do, because marriage is such a big decision. Marriage is such a big decision. Even if you're sure about the person, the uncertainties of the days to come tend to put us in that space of wondering and asking the Lord, is this really the one? Am I really making the right decision? But yeah, all you can do is trust that if you are aligned to God's will, if it is in God's will that you get married, if God has led you to that journey of marriage, he will uphold you and he is going to work with you. So yes, I have gone through it. How do you find good friends? All right, how do you find good friends? I've found that when I am a good friend, I attract good friends. Me, I believe that birds of a feather flock together. And there are laws of attraction. If I am a friend that is not dependable, if I am a friend that is always late to meet up with my friends, if I am a friend that is not accountable, if I'm a friend that is not honest, I will tend to see that in everyone around me, even if it is not them, because that is who I am. Do you understand? So when you are a good friend, you see the good traits in the people around you. When you are a good, compassionate, dependable friend, you see that everyone is good, compassionate, and dependable. So yeah, I believe that in friendships you mirror who you are. So the best thing you can do for you to find good friends is first be a good friend. When you are a good friend, then the friends you already have will be good friends. Because when you get such questions, mostly it's from someone who feels like the people I have around me are not good friends. Maybe you are also not a good friend. Maybe this is what you're not doing to bring out that character in them. So when I find myself in a situation where I'm wondering, do I really have good friends? I check myself and I look at myself and I'm like, Becky, when did you last check on this person? You're expecting them to check on you. When did you last call them? When did you last check on them? When did you last reach out to see if they're okay? So when I do things that categorize me or are characteristic of a good friend, I tend to feel like the people around me are good friends. Also, go into spaces that will allow you to meet good friends. I'm a firm believer that there are places you will go and you will not find a good friend. And don't say I said it, okay? So yeah, be a good friend, and I believe that you will be able to see the goodness in everyone else around you. What was the turning point in your life that made you view God differently? I think for me it is when my aunt got a stroke and we took her to the hospital, and the doctor was telling us that if you had been late by 10 more minutes, she would have been gone. And I was just like, Lord, how amazing is your mercy? And they do the scan and they tell us that she had an aneurysm and she was bleeding into her brain for a week. People have aneurysms and they die immediately. That experience, seeing my auntie in the hospital, seeing my auntie in the ICU, it changed my life for the better. That is one experience that will forever be engraved. It will forever be ingrained in my memory as a turning point where I began to see God as the merciful God he is, and trust and believe that she's still alive 4 years later because of the mercy of God. So yeah, that is one. What happened to your job, your 9 to 5? Hey, the question box was about relationship and friendship. What's this one now you are bringing? But it's fine. I will answer for you. What happened to your 9 to 5? Guys, I quit. I quit my 9 to 5. It's a long story, and all I can say is be aligned. Be aligned. There is an area of my life that I had really been pestering God about. And I feel like I pestered him until he gave me his permissive will, until he was like, you know what, girl, you really want it? I'm going to give it to you. Guys, that was the longest 6 months of my life. I was so exhausted emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. I was just so exhausted until one day the Holy Spirit was like, this is why I took you there. This is the lesson I needed you to learn. It is time you come out. And so, yeah, I had to leave. That is how it happened. I left my 9 to 5. Will I go back again? I don't think it will ever happen. I am sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know. All right. Next question. Hi, Becky. What are universal non-negotiables for any relationship? Okay. I believe that you mean romantic kind of relationships, not friendships. Universal non-negotiables for me, as I said, this is my opinion, so don't come for me. For me, one of the universal non-negotiables, it has to be they must know God for themselves. They must have a relationship with God. They must be saved. The Bible tells us, do not be unequally yoked. And that is where we fumble. That is the first place you need to check. Once you meet this person, you have started talking. Do you have a relationship with God? Are you saved? Is the Lord Savior of your heart? If they are not, I advise you to run. Number 2, universal non-negotiable should be, do they respect you? Do they respect your boundaries? Do they respect other people? How do they treat other people? Are they kind? Because if they treat other people with contempt, if they are rude, they will be rude to you. It will only take a while. They can hide for so long. After a while, the way they treat everyone else, they will treat you. Number 3, this one is for me personally. How do they treat their mom? How do they treat the women in their lives? If they don't care for their birthdays, if they are not loving, if they are not protective, you will receive that same energy. Okay? Number 4, do they have goals for the relationship? Is there an end point, or are we just together for the sake of being together? All right, yeah, I feel like those 4 for me should reach. By the time you're getting to number 4, if you start to number 1, by the time you're getting to number 4, you have already sifted the 30 people in your DMs with number 1. Kwanza number 1 cuts half or 3/4. So yeah, but the most important, do they have a relationship with the Lord? Because if a man loves the Lord, he is going to love you, because the Bible tells us that men should love their wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. So imagine if he does not know the Lord, how does he know how Christ loved the church? Does he even understand that analogy? He will not. So I feel like for me, that is very, very important. What do you think about splitting bills when dating? I am assuming by bills you mean you went out, you ate, and then you have to go half and half. For me, it is not my portion, in the name of Jesus. But then also it can be your portion. If that is your ministry, well and good. As for me, it's a no. If you are a man that is going to provide for me, in the end, maybe if we have talked about it and like we are students and we are like, babe, we will go out, but can you chip in? Well and good. But let it not be something that you bring up at the table. The bill has already come and you're telling me at that point that I am supposed to chip in. I will chip in, but I will not forgive you, because that is bad manners. Tell me from the get-go. Tell me, I love you. You know I love you. I cannot afford to take you to this place because financially I'm not stable. Of course, I will understand if I'm a student, you're a student. Surely, I don't expect you to be taking me to Kempinski. But hata kwa kibanda, if you take me to a kibandaski, tell me beforehand. Tell me, babe, today we are going half and half lunch. Can we please meet if you have the cash? Well and good. Alafu siku zingine pia surprise me. Tell me, baby, let's go for lunch, and just be a gentleman. But let it be something we have spoken about, because it can be so embarrassing that the bill is already at the table and then you're looking at me like, I've paid half. Ndachonga viazi basi, because if I didn't come ready, what will happen? So yeah, communication, just communicate. And I know this is hard for men, but let me tell you, there's nothing as women we respect as an honest man. Just come clean and be like, baby, I know this is what you expected for Valentine's, but I'm low on cash. Do you mind if I do it for you at the end of the year, if I buy you just a gift and not take you out? Communicate. Okay, hi Abasi. Hi girl, what are the mistakes you made in your relationships and what have you learned from them? This could easily be a whole TED talk that is 5 hours, but I will try not to make it that. Oh, mistakes I have made in my past relationships. I think trusting too much and not using the number one I have given you if they have a relationship with Christ. That one was a very big mistake. And then also not knowing myself, not knowing my value. If you don't know your value and someone just tells you you are a pig, baby girl, you're a pig, because you don't know that you are a queen. Whatever they call you sticks. Whatever they say sticks, because you also don't know who you are. So knowing who you are is so important, and I have learned over the years to value myself because I am a child of God. Even the days I feel like I'm not all that, the one thing I will never forget is that I am a child of God and I deserve everything good, because all good things come from my Father who is God. So yeah, I think those two. Probably also not looking at the people I am with, like their company. If your partner is always hanging out with men that disrespect women, it's going to show. If the person you're with is always hanging out with men who are always cheating on their girlfriends, it will soon be at your doorstep. Let me tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you that, oh, even Jesus hanged out with sinners. Jesus was Jesus. You are not Jesus. Your boyfriend is not Jesus. And Kwanzaa, let's first of all begin with the fact that he does not have a relationship with God. Okay? Thanks. Oh my goodness. Next question. How do you bridge the gap between your expectations and the reality of your relationship? Expectations and your reality. How do you bridge the gap? I feel like communication is the only bridge between expectations and reality, because if I expected you to take me out every month and you're not taking me out every month, that is my reality. The only thing I can do is communicate and tell you, baby, I expect to be taken out every month. Communication is the only bridge. I don't think there's something, and especially in marriage, because there's no way out. There's no way out. If a fire starts, we take it out together. If wind comes, we wither it together. If happiness comes, we enjoy together. If tears come, we cry together. There's no way out in marriage, or at least my marriage, because it's a godly marriage, and that is what the Bible tells me. And so because I am aiming for forever with this person, the only bridge between my expectations and the reality that is not giving what I thought is to communicate, is to tell them, hey, I expect better communication. I expect to be taken out. I expect to be pampered. I expect to be told I'm pretty. I expect the compliments. I expect gifts. All these things. But also don't put too much pressure. At times, life just happens. At times, just let it slide. Si kila siku, ati every day. Hey, today you did not tell me I'm beautiful. Today you did not tell me. Breathe in and breathe out. You can also tell yourself. Do you get? So just find balance. But for me, I feel communication. Next, would you advise me to still stay in contact with my exes? I would not. I highly don't recommend. And I know at times you want to say, oh, but see, we are still friends. Oh, we just broke up, but we are still friends, baby girl. Before your ex starts sending you Valentine flowers and your babe did not send you Valentine flowers, and then now you are thinking, do I stay with my husband or my ex? Please, woman of God, I beg of you in the name of Jesus, I don't recommend having relationships with your exes. They are your exes for a reason. Leave them there. Wish them the best. Love them from the balcony. Wish them well from a distance. That is my rule. That has worked for me so beautifully. And I highly recommend. Especially if it was a toxic relationship. Please, I need you to run as fast as your legs can carry you and find your way away from that man, especially if it was an abusive relationship. Please run. Okay? Run. Next question. I think I will answer like one more and then I'll be done, because I don't want this video to be too long. Next question. What advice would you give to someone who is hoping to marry their high school sweetheart? Hey, I don't know about high school sweetheart. Are they godly? Is the relationship healthy? Do you guys have a vision? Are you people going towards the same direction? That is the only advice I can give. Ask yourself those questions. If it is not adding up, I don't care if you met them as if you met as newborns and you have known each other for 30 years, end it. Let me tell you, it is better a broken relationship than a broken marriage. It is better a broken engagement than a broken marriage. I tell you for sure. I tell you for sure. So even if you're already engaged, you're not yet married, when they go to the office of the governor and they need to sign a document, even at work, they tick single. If that is what you tick, please just weigh it. Does it honor God? Is it healthy? Are you people headed to the same direction? Do you have the same vision? Are your dreams the same? If they are not, please end it. You still have a way out. I am telling you for sure. I tell you honestly as your sister, because I absolutely love you. All right? Thank you. All right, last question. What would you classify as bare minimum in a relationship? I'm in a new relationship. He seems to be doing everything right, but I feel like I am getting bare minimum vibes. You feel like you're getting bare minimum vibes? If you feel like you're getting bare minimum vibes, the truth is you're actually getting bare minimum vibes. One thing, your instincts are never wrong. Your instinct is never wrong. If your instincts tell you this guy is just doing bare minimum, if you feel he's doing bare minimum because you know what you deserve, try communicate. Be like, dude, I feel like you're giving me bare minimum vibes. Can you up your game? Can you up your game? Because if that is what you're feeling, 90%, 90 out of 100, that is exactly what is happening. All right. Thank you guys for sharing your questions and your dilemmas with me. I've had so much fun filming this video with you guys. Please subscribe, like this video, follow me for more. Share this with your friends, your family members. Just even share it on your stories, share it on your WhatsApp. I'm sure there's someone out there that their answer is in this video, and I know you know too. So thank you so much for joining me. Confirm that you're subscribed. Subscribing helps my channel grow. It helps me meet new people. It helps YouTube push my video to new audiences. Let us grow together, and may you have yourself a beautiful week. I'll see you again next Friday. Bye guys.